Hey there, thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Spiritual Scientist. I'm Victor. Thanks for checking me out. So, I'm just going to talk about the last video that I posted, and it's a quick video. I posted it last night. I was watching the Olympics a little bit, and I watched a glitch happen. So, it was this Russian skater, and when she started skating, basically she glitched. Her lines of her quote-unquote character on the screen kind of changed, and it looked like a hologram, like holographic, but yet the background, which is very particular, did not change. So to me, that means that she was a hologram. Now, what does this mean? How could that be? What's going on? Break it down for you, a few quick ideas while I'm driving to work. And I apologize, I can't stare into the camera and give you attention, but I'm driving, and it's important to practice driving safety. So, a couple of things. One thing is that everything's hologram. We're in a simulation, and that's just the way it is. And sometimes things glitch out, I guess. So that would be one theory. Second theory is that I remember specifically that they were canceling the Olympics, and they were saying that they weren't going to have the Olympics, number one, because of the sea out there, but number two, because of China and their human rights issues, and a lot of countries were bowing out. So they basically said the Olympics were going to be canceled. So that was what I remember, and then all of a sudden, no, the Olympics are on. So I said, gee, I don't know if that's a Mandela effect. That doesn't seem to qualify, but let's see what happens. And now I'm seeing on the screen, TV, people glitching out. So is this part of a hijacking of human DNA and consciousness and programming our DNA remotely for us to believe that the Olympics are happening, or not just Olympics happening, but characters on certain characters are really doing this. So what do we have during the figure skating? What's so important? What's so going on? So what we have is there's a conflict. What is the conflict about figure skating? Well, the conflict is they had a 15-year-old, quote unquote, it's not her fault, but she took some enhancing drugs that were supposedly from her grandfather. How would you end up taking heart medication for your grandfather if you're a 15-year-old? It's not going to happen. They monitor everything they do. So she's on these sports enhancing drugs, but they're letting her compete and they're letting her win. This is a conflict. Why? What's going on? Why would this be allowed? Why would you allow somebody to do this? So it's a negative conflict. So what's happening is that a lot of people get upset and they feel like they can't do anything. And that feeling that they can't do anything is part of their feeling impotent, that they can't change things. And that's the goal. So the goal is to make you feel like you can't change things, and you're just stuck, and there's nothing that you could do. And so I believe that that's the underlying reason for that, and for the ice skater to be glitching out. There's a lot of things going on here. This is pretty deep. The rabbit hole goes all the way to the bottom. So I'm not sure exactly why, but I would think that this is about maybe people's emotions getting harvested and everything else, because there really is some kind of agenda going on about all this kind of angst and people being upset. And I'm not putting anything out of the any theory away. So first of all, I started talking about simulation theory, but what if we have these UFOs are all over the place, right? And what if some aliens are actually here on Earth and they're doing something, and they like this conflict and they're trying to keep us in conflict, and these skaters are just the way, a tool that they're using, and something really strange happens. So when you see the video that I posted, and I rewound it and played it again, and that's the way it is, and I froze it and looked at it, and it's just the skaters themselves. It's as if they were computer programmed in. And then you're thinking, well, how is that possible? How could all those people sit there and watch as this person skate, and they weren't really, were people sitting there watching them, and then they were thinking they were watching a skater, but it's really holographic, like all the skaters crying. It makes you wonder what's really going on. I'm putting some theories out there. I'd like to hear your comments, what you think, but it's definitely on the strange side, and just wanted to hear what you thought. Thanks so much for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share. Bye-bye.